Hello, everyone. My name is Ruby Bakshi Khurdi. Welcome to our show, Global Inspirations. On this platform, we recognize men and women who are doing something significant in life. We highlight their success stories and share with the world. Today, we have an amazing guest, Miss Arshi Ayub Mohammed Zaveri, the CEO of TrustWithTrade Group, Senior Advisor of the Royal Family Office, United Arab Emirates. Ms. Arshi Ayub has dedicated 12 years of her experience in the Royal Family Offices of Abu Dhabi and Dubai in active partnerships that necessitate structuring of strategic initiations, economic and political management of business and financial aid, along with overall assistance for MENA and Asia Pacific. She has completed her academic credentials in public policy economics from University of Oxford. Wow, what a powerful profile. Welcome to our show, Miss Arshi.
Thank you so much, Ruby, for that great introduction. I'm highly honored and happy to be here amongst each one of you watching, and of course, with the very inspirational Dr. Ruby herself. Thank you very much for having me. Like Ruby has given an introduction much better than I would. I spearhead the Trust with Trade organization in the UAE that spearheads several assets in oil and gas manufacturing, in waste management, technology, and also within the mining sector. The group activities are also inclusive of equity investments across companies that are technology driven, business advisory, and also sovereign sponsorships. I'm also designated as the senior advisor for the royal family offices in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and parallelly on board of several trade organizations and councils across the globe.
Very
Thank you.
impressive. Very impressive. There's no end to your impressive list of accomplishments that you have been doing, Arshi. I have been following you on LinkedIn, and when I saw that a woman, especially coming from Arab country, so it's not easy for a woman to stand out because it's a very male-dominated place. But the way you have been having all these accomplishments one after the other, it's just amazing. Could you tell us what is the key to your success? How come you have been so successful and carved a niche for yourself?
Well, I think my present path has emerged out of several diverse explorations that I undertook in my professional career capacity, and that has a lot to do with the way that things have concocted on their own. I have just probably been exploring myself from a very nascent stage, and my I think a lot of people don't know about this, but I started my first business at the age of 17 whilst in senior year and with a full-time job. The
Wow.
reason why I opted for a schedule like this was so that I could fund my own business, number one, get full corporate working knowledge and understand organizational hierarchy. Fortunately, I have a family and a system internally that supports me from a very nascent stage and is very essential for anybody, whether it is the female or the male. It is
Mhm.
extremely important to have a support system that encourages you, are your cheerleaders, and are always very progressive in their mindset to support women to come forward and hone their skills, create a character installation in them with strong work ethics and an incredible capacity to succeed. So I'm very grateful that fortunately I have a father who's extremely progressive and encouraging of all my decisions, because these individual cheerleaders are extremely important to us from a very young age. I think the key to success for me individually has been more of maintaining of an individual character, which sometimes you get swayed away with the norms of successes that you get along the way. It's
Mhm.
extremely important to maintain character because that is what defines you. We learn from the leadership of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, as to how to keep on learning skills, because that is extremely important for us to stay updated with the times and keep encouraging ourselves to go on learning.
Mhm.
For when you stop learning is when your entire journey ends. So it's extremely important to go on learning different skills having a growth mindset is extremely important to
Very
learn and develop new skills. So you
true.
need to be open to be able to do that. And I'm always really excited to look at different challenges. I think as an entrepreneur, each day of your life is a challenge. It is a never ending it's a never ending journey when you have when you're an entrepreneur and you're doing different things. So you have to be extremely you shouldn't be consumed by too much of criticism, but you need to have a very fair and spirited character to take in criticism, unencumbered by a fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my opinion, failure is just a learning opportunity. So you will have plenty of failures, but that is also the key to your individual success. So I think my entire credit to success would be a lot of failures.
Very well said, very well said. And as we say, failure is a stepping stone to success. So unless you don't know how to fail, you will never strike back. So it's a very good nugget that you just shared with our viewers, that yes, there is a lot of failures that give you the push and the urge to do something meaningful. And that's why, you keep on going and you're successful. In your this journey, you said that your father has been instrumental. You are fortunate to have him. He is like a role model to you, to push you and give you this platform. But I'm sure you must have had your share of people criticizing you, or people pulling you down, or saying something which you would not want to listen. Did you ever face any kind of criticism or anything negative from anybody?
I think we are constantly bombarded with criticism and a lot of innuendos. Or let's put it that way. Plenty of innuendos and
Mm-hmm.
remarks. Number one, because you are a woman. Number two, because you are working in an environment which is predominated male.
Mm-hmm.
My major work functions, like I mentioned, are in an industry where we have women less than 0.9% in workforce in oil and gas and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So we are talking about breaking those, first of all, industry barriers. So yes, there is a lot of criticism. There is a lot of remarks, innuendos that sort of take you down somewhere. But fortunately, like I said, we are blessed to be in a community of leadership, number one, that
Mm-hmm.
permits us to go out there, be out and about, learn different things that are continuously encouraging of all our endeavors, business, personal capacity. My
Mm-hmm.
father himself is somebody who's always encouraged me to do something more and instill that basic character ethic in us, so that no matter what and where you reach, you really have to stay grounded to your root and
Mm-hmm.
maintain your individual character. So I think we're blessed to be with the community of men.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never somebody who will take down on men. I only work with men. So there is, I give a lot of my credit to my male counterparts to be able to, for the success that I have today. Because initially, I remember when I started out working in the industries that I mentioned. A lot of people, I mean, men have their individual conversations, and to be able to converse with them, oftentimes I used to read a lot about cars, about sports, about political norms, and so on, so that we have a conversation which is slightly called manly. So
Mm-hmm.
I used to have those initial endeavors, and that helped me grow my individual mind as well, because there is a lot to learn from the other gender. We cannot demonize or pass condescending remarks. We all have to work together, and that way I look at it as quite an opportunity and blessing for us. I don't look at that as a challenge. I look at that as something more to learn, because they have a very individual mindset, and they have a very individual way of looking at things.
Mm-hmm.
Their perception is very different from ours, so it really helps us to grow our minds
Mm-hmm.
and look at it from a different lens altogether. Hence I always take that as an opportunity to do something different. And thankfully, I think we're blessed with a good community and a good leadership in the country that is very, very progressive, of women coming forward in terms of federal capacity, in terms of private sector organization capacity, or also in terms of military and political capacity. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to give the credits to the male, so that the females in this region can come up. So I will have to give it to them.
Very well said, very well said. Because it's always considered like a myth. Like, when we talk about women empowerment, it's not about feminism, it's about empowering people. And as you rightly said, we need men as well, because if we keep on just pushing women up, maybe a time will come that they'll say, okay, now we need men empowerment. So as you said very rightly, we have to be at the same wavelength. And if each, whether it's man or woman, supports each other, then of course we are going towards success and we are going towards glory, which will be in any society if it is followed the way it should be followed. Very well said, very well said. My other question would be, could you tell us something about your experience with the royal family? How is it working or being in the royal family?
Well, definitely, it is a blessing more than work. We are blessed to be a part and work alongside visionary leaders, because they
Mhm.
themselves have an extremely bold vision that is to be number one in terms of everything which has been set by the president and, of course, the prime minister, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, prime minister and ruler of Dubai. We
Mhm.
learn from the visionaries, and we are able to contribute in our individual capacity, just suggestions and the ways how things can move forward in terms of sovereign support, in terms of advisory, in terms of other domains that we can individually contribute to in our core expertise, which is, like I mentioned, in the oil and gas sector, in terms of
Mhm.
chemicals, in terms of the mining aspect. And I think it's more of a blessing, I would say. It is definitely not something that will take you down. It is something that will always empower you in every capacity. So I'm extremely blessed to be working alongside such powerful male and female leaders, loyal family members in the UAE, and of course who have always been extremely encouraging of women coming on the fore of every sector. So today, the quintessential image of the Arab woman is very evidently changing, and we are looking that tomorrow we never have a question in terms of whether Arab women are represented or misrepresented. The fact that they are everywhere is something that should be a statement and never a question. So I'm
Mhm.
extremely happy that we're living in a beautiful time wherein we don't really need an empowerment. We just need to be alongside and give an equal cerebral opportunity, because I mean, I don't think any women's looks into opportunity in terms of the aspect of how we can compete with each. I think it's a lot to do with the opportunity in terms of workplaces, in terms of representation, in terms of wage equality. So these are the opportunities that we individually seek, and I think the leadership has time and again reinstilled the fact that there is absolutely, I think women are more blessed to be in this part of the world more than anything. We have the freedom as well as the choice, which
Mhm.
most women don't. That is one important aspect that I will highlight, that in most countries, a taxation is a norm, wherein you have to work, whether you want to work or not.
Mhm.
That is just an example in most nations. But then in the UAE, you have a choice. You have the freedom, whether you want to work or you don't. It is absolutely based on your choice. So whether it is instilling the confidence or giving the technical education, the soft skills, instilling basic human management, the leadership has been at the fore to encourage women. And I think we are doing pretty good in terms of federal representation, in terms of education. Our literacy rates are 97.8% literacy in the
Wow.
United Arab Emirates. Women represent 9 federal positions in the political diaspora. So I think, and we have where we've got ministries that have been the first of its kind, like the Ministry of Happiness, the Ministry of Tolerance, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Ministry of Justice. These most of these ministries are looked after by women, and somehow these are the, I think these are the guiding forces of how the entire country has emboldened to empower both the genders. It's got
Mhm.
nothing to do with specific to a gender, but it's a lot to do with the talent that you individually hold and how that talent can manifest into something for greater good. So
Mhm.
I think it's more of a blessing than and we take it as a huge blessing. Alhamdulillah.
Very good. You are blessed, as you just said, you're blessed that you come from, a country where people are supportive. The male, your father, the male, and others are very supportive. What will be your message to the girls, who are going to be watching you? What will be your message specifically to the girls who are not so fortunate, who want to study, who want to do something meaningful, something great in life, but they don't have the opportunities? So what will be your inspirational message to such girls or women across the world? How can you inspire them?
Well, I would like to tell everybody, irrespective of what opportunities and circumstance one is in, or whether they come from backgrounds with economic stability or so, or not for that matter, there
Mm-hmm.
is one thing that one can individually do, and that is to keep learning. The moment you stop investing in that is the moment that you feel that your individual, professional, and personal curve goes downward. So that is one old leadership advice that one should really remember, as and that is to keep on investing in yourself, in your own learning. Now, how do you do that? Maybe a certain economic backgrounds, certain things don't permit you with the right kind of with the right kind of platform to do that. But what you can always do today in this time and age is to surround yourself with the right kind of people, listening and reading things that helps you develop perception, taking online courses, attending seminars, looking at Dr. Ruby's inspirational videos. I think that are great in terms of how we can develop perception. You can also do it in terms of creating your own individual thought processes, and that is by surrounding and listening to different people. This will really help you, because we have to remember one thing, that we start small, and wherever we are now, we don't start big. Everybody starts small, and
Mm-hmm.
working in a line that you are truly passionate about as a side hustle, as soon as you graduate or get the first ideas, work on it, be passionate about it, and put that to implementation in whatever capacity. You don't need anything to get started. I remember huge businesses and big companies are built on one mobile phone and email address. So we have to remember that we start small, and there is absolutely no issue in admitting that. You only go step by step. So wherever you are, you have access to the basic internet and a phone. Learn to use it in the right way, connect with the right people, network with the right people, get insights, get mentoring. Today, we are living in a beautiful time where mentoring is also easily available. We are connected with world leaders and inspirational thought providers who help us with that basic development of thought. And our ventures can work. If we have a good idea, we have the right passion towards doing something about it, we can do it. Whether you are undergraduate, whether you are in an undergraduate position, or you have graduated, or you're from a country where economically, socially, you're not permitted to work, you can always start. You never know how it manifests, and you need to have that individual inherent learning thing within your own character to do something about your life. Getting succumbing to things is very normal. It's very easy. The fact that we go on is challenging, and never fear to take on challenges, because they really make you the person you are. So don't fear challenges, whether they are imposed by society or family, or for that matter, the country, or any other challenges. For example, right now we are in a pandemic wherein it is a perpetual challenge, which seems like for the next 1 or 2 quarters for
Mm-hmm.
most countries, wherein up until we have certain reforms. But the only thing that is available right now is grow your network. You have to go grow your network. I often reiterate that your network is your net worth. So go on encouraging yourself to communicate with people, speak with different people, get on phone calls, get on basic emails, and understand how you can develop thoughts and words into opportunities that help you make money and also something for the society. So at the same time, you need to focus on both things. The pandemic only reinstilled something that is very important: is we have to look beyond our own selves. We have to empower the weaker sections of the society, the ones who aren't as fortunate as you are. I will only concludingly say that the people who are watching us right now,
Mm-hmm.
do not consider yourself as a weakened section. The fact that you have access to watching us today, even that is a blessing. The fact that we are alive talking to each other is a blessing. Do not look at any sort of failure as a taking down opportunity. Instead, empower each and every section of society in your community and in your country in your best capacity, whatever you can in your best capacity. For this is what the future will be based on. And that is togetherness with peace and stability, only with collective action. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Very well said. Very well said. Thank you so much, Arshi Ayub, for sharing these pearls of wisdom with the viewers. I wanted you to tell about girls, but you just told to the whole world it is important to believe in yourself. The very fact that you are alive, the very fact that you're watching the video, as you said, the very fact that you have access to the basic things, amenities in life. Just take it as a blessing and move forward. Very well explained and very well told to all the people how they need to learn every day, educate themselves every day. When we say educate, it's not just in academics. Educate is like learning how to live life. As you said, peace, prosperity, anything and everything can come if you believe in the 3 E's that I have just created this theory sometime back. 3 E's, which you just talked about, is educate, empathize with the people, and empower people. Keep on empowering, keep on sharing whatever you have, just as Arshi has been sharing with us. Like very dynamic, Arshi has been sharing with us with very strong voice. Believe in yourself and empower others. The fact that you are alive, the fact that you are still strong, be the force that you can empower other people and bring about the change in the world. So thank you so much, Arshi, for being on the show and telling the world what to do and how to do during this pandemic as well, because that's also very important, because people are going through a lot of emotions and they are scared because they don't know what is happening. It's like a big question mark. But thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to see you more and hear you more. And anyone who wants to be connected with her, please feel free to follow her on LinkedIn. She has an amazing profile, and be inspired. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you
All the
very much,
best.
Dr. Ruby.
All
Take
the
care.
best.
Bye bye.
Thank you.